People remember my name better than me. Very often, Aishka, hello, Aishka. But all they know is my name. So I thought, well, if I could show them what my work used to be, probably maybe interesting for the people. So can I explain what I used to do as a living? And that's my idea anyway. What about my two daughters? That's Olga and Isaskun, and that's the horse called, I don't know, Trigger, I think he was. It was quite a good name of the two girls. My name is Gaiska. I normally use acrylic paints, but that's oil one. I was a commercial artist, what it was called at the time. I've been doing drawings of trees and machines and God knows where. I think a big table like that, with a big display of paintings in both sides, would be interesting for people to come and have a look.
And are you still painting now?
No, I had a stroke, and the stroke, my mind is completely divided into the past, but I've been trying to draw things and I can't. Assuming I can lift it. I was born in Miranda de Ebro, in Spain, next to the Basque country. My parents spoke only Basque within the family, and all the kids, we were 10, a family of 10. Not everybody survived in the 10, obviously. My father was a very good musician, composer, and later on he developed a lot of interest in his music. I developed an interest in painting and drawing right from my very early days. It's been a fair of horses, Appleby. We went and I took a photo of some people and I did based on that. That's another typical illustration. It's realistic painting, nothing fictitious. I didn't witness any incident, but they should have been because it was running all over the place. All the people were around visiting and seeing what was going on. We're growing in a family intellectually Basque, and well, that was hated by Spaniards. You couldn't say, I am a Basque. It was better to keep quiet. So I was a bit strange to everybody else. I think a bit heavy-ish, but I'll get it. From 10-year-old, I started knowing what had happened in the Civil War. I was born in 1938, and the war started in 1936. The Basque were fighting against the Spanish people, and vice versa. I was too young to judge it, but I knew I disliked it. Books that I illustrated, simple line drawings like that, or full color. I decided to move away from Spain, so I had to do the military service. When I was free from the army, next day I went to the police. Say, can I have a passport? and my first place was France. the Wound Marketing Board. To photograph a lorry, they have to clean it, restoring. It was much easier for me to do a drawing. I lived in Paris for a couple of years, I think. Eventually, something gave me the idea that Sweden must have been an interesting place to visit. So I went to Sweden.
So you did all these
I
illustrations?
did all the illustrations and all the research into the content of the page. Even in my going to Sweden and that, it was all based on the ability to draw. I was drawing paintings of bullfighting because I thought that would be very commercial. And I did sell quite a few. But anyway, eventually somebody said, if you work in Iceland a year, you become a millionaire, nearly. I said, oh, that sounds interesting. So I went working in Iceland. Cutting fish, and the smell was awful, and the hands were always, you couldn't wash them properly. It was a colony of chaps from New Zealand, from India, from where. We were a club, and it was English was a spoken language. And my school English wasn't very good, but it was improving continuously. There were girls from every country as well working in Iceland. I noticed a girl, and that's my wife. My English was very basic, but I could speak English. But my wife, who became my wife, Isabel, spoke French, so I said, oh well, phew. French. French and English, I don't need anymore. I was doing paintings of bullfighting. They helped me to pay to come to England. Isabel and myself, we was married in Bradford. From England, we went to Latin America. Eventually, we come back to England, and I found a job in Leeds. It was a big group of designers and artists.
You were working in South America,
Yeah.
and then came and began working in Leeds, yeah?
Yeah.
So when you began working in Leeds, you must have had to bring like a case with some samples of your work. You must have had to carry some back from South America.
I have to create them because I had nothing. I had a brush.
Okay, so you had to make a new portfolio.
Yeah. Graphic group was the biggest place to get involved in art. So I went there for an interview. I put my best trousers, and my wife, Isabel, was accompanying me, and I said, well, what's this hanging around? And I pulled it out, and the whole trousers came in. So we went in the bus, and my wife then was anyway, she did a good job of the stitching. So anyway, I was interviewed there, and I said, I haven't got any samples or anything, but I can do whatever you ask me to do. And the chap said, I like this fellow.
Wow.
I got, well, I used to write. We started doing Grattan catalogs. Every page, it was 30 or 40 items, and I have to draw whatever it was, dresses, machines, cameras, everything had to be hand-drawn. After that, Huey Taylor Company, they accepted me as a director with them, and I worked, really very hard, but I was dedicated. It was becoming more business-like. So I dismissed myself, and I become Gaiska Illustration. My place of work.
Ah, so
Yes.
you still used to have a workshop in here? Ah, that's
Oh,
clever.
That's done in two colors.
yes.
You know?
Oh, so many ideas.
My name by then was very well known. People keep coming, asking me for illustration, and that's the way it works. Foot and mouth.
You mean word of mouth?
That's it. Oh, that's something completely different. A sister of mine had a stroke, and I created that, which is hand-drawn, because she had a lack of speech. When she couldn't just point out, I need that, I need that.
Oh, I see. So this was the book for her.
Yeah, for that. I would like to go and visit that or that, or choose whatever she wanted
Yes.
to eat.
Yes, so she could point to it.
have
Yes,
that.
very good.
I never knew that I was going to have a stroke myself
So
later.
this is her. This is the dictionary for.
The big thing with a stroke is your memory and your intellect. You can't understand what's happening, and that's the worst thing. You forget everything, no control at all.
Yeah.
That was all you needed. Something
Yeah.
to eat, something to wear.
Yes,
something
That's
to-
right.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what I've been doing all my life, and I thought it would be interesting, I hope, for somebody to see that my life it was quite busy, and I was very competent and in demand.
Oh, that's good. When you think of all these people.
I good memories of people, of work, or everything, and I've been quite happy within my limits. My wife is a marvelous woman, and is respecting and helping me in every with things. So I'm quite happy, really. I don't need any more.